Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And the next meta has begun. This is the final meta before the third anniversary triple featured unit banner. So this is the last shot bait for people to really look at before we get that really good team that we get every year. And they certainly did pile in the bait because on paper, Emils and Shinsha are fairly good. It is just a power crept version of Wielder of Magic Milim and her team that came out in this time slot last year, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's still an Orange Pierce burst team focused meta, different characters though, and not Halloween focused. But if we look at the banner itself, they did some funny things here. Not only did they put Shinsha in Emils, they put Commander Hinata, who is certainly not a bad unit. They put Visions of Coleus Violet, who is still a tippity top tier option. They put Warrior's Mind in here. They put Rimuru, Lumi, and Guy from Warrior's Mind. And then they put almost the entire meta of Exalted Champions. The Wind-Masked Hero, Light Rimuru, Wind Milim, and Space Guy. Because it says give Antagonist and Exalted Champion Force characters an advantage over Dark. We knew that Emils, because Antagonist is not a great meta, they needed something else to make it more viable, so they have loaded in the bait for Exalted Champions. They haven't even had their rerun yet, but 4 of the units are here. Velzard is not in this banner. Protector Velzard is not a character that you can pull, so kind of unfortunate. She's really good. But, I mean, Masked Hero, good. Triple Orb Stealer, has a AoE skill, can be useful. The Rimuru, the triple alt swap to Rainbows that you can use once a fight is good. And then his 7% attack buff is good. And then Milim and Guy, I mean, we've been using them for 6 months now. Like, obviously they are good. So the fact that they are here together with the new characters, with Hinata, with Visions of Coleus Violet, and then Warrior's Mind, whatever, there's a lot of EX characters here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 EX characters. Most of them are good. Only, I would say, one of them is not great, and that would be Lumi, unfortunately. But everyone else is still a fairly solid option, even today. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more featured old 5-star characters. That's a lot of featured characters in this banner that have rate ups. So they definitely piled in the bait for this banner. I still need you guys to hold strong, though. Every anniversary, they introduce some new level of power creep that makes them the unquestionable best team in the game. This is a very solid lineup. I will not lie to you. A lot of people are going to see Exalted Champions in here and be like, I gotta have them. I gotta have them. And this is the exact reason why they did that. Because they want you to not have crystals before the October 28th or 27th date pops up and you can summon for 3 stupid power creep units. This is what they're trying to do. I need you guys to be smart and not fall for it. Exalted Champions is a very good team. This new Antagonist team, very limited. Limited. If we take a look at the force itself, so we search and we hit Antagonist, it's got not a lot of characters. It does have 2 more, the Awakened Clayman and the tier units that are from the ticket banners. I don't have them. If I did, they would also be here. It's not a very strong team to really summon for. You're not going to get a lot of value off of this meta, especially because it's oranges. We haven't had an orange meta since New Year's Blessing. That's 10 months almost of meta or like content that is not catered to orange orbs at all. And that's why oranges are just in a really bad place right now. But are Emils and Shinsha actually, worth it? And I would say well, kind of. So going over Shinsha's kit, she is light, she is magic, she uses a light fist, she's on Antagonist, Dragon Akai, Warrior's Mind, And then she has an AoE light magic ult, which lowers magic resistance, so cool. She's the AoE nuker for this meta. Her first skill, 50 points, 100% ult damage to specifically light and dark characters. Only those characters will get this ult buff, which is her first limitation. Not great. It's very powerful, and only 50 points, not even 55, like what it used to be. 50. And then she lowers pierce resistance, which this is a pierce focus meta. This is a good skill for herself and her team. Not so much, I don't really feel like putting her on another team, especially if they're not light or dark focused. And then her second skill changes all antagonist orbs to oranges and gives it a 10% gauge increase. Antagonist, as we just saw, not a very large meta. Not a lot of these units really work together. Violet, Hinata, Old Cleash, these are blue orb changing characters. They're not meant to be really effectively run on an orange team. Like, yes, they will take part in the orb change, but half of their skills are unuseful. Actually, both skills of Hinata are not useful because Shinsha's not on Commander. And we don't want a synergy in this meta anyways. Warrior's Mind Rimuru, he gives ult gauge to space and earth. Cool. The Shinsha's not getting that. Cleash, free to play, buffing greens. The new Cleash, she's the new character. She's meant to be run here. Old Shinsha and old Clayman, they got skill fusions. Clayman is counterattacking and taunting. Dark Shinsha's buffing dark attack, of which new Shinsha is not dark. So you look at this team, the most useful one would be Tyr, because Tyr is antagonist and she's pierce focused, but she's also physical. So you can get some use out of her, but she's going to be heavily nerfed in this fight, in beatdown battle at least. So Shinsha has a bunch of restrictions that I'm not a big fan of if I'm trying to use her in future content on other teams. Her Valor trait does seal attack skills, which is cool. You can get some use out of that. And then her actual trait is garbage. If you unleash 6 oranges, she lowers the enemy's attack. This is a defense-focused trait in a orange offensively focused meta. Like, this makes no sense whatsoever. If this was send 6 combo of oranges and gives attack, then we're on track. But this is lowering the enemy's attack. That's not useful, okay? It's not a great trait. And then if we go into Protector Emils, who I got very lucky with, he's already fucking 116. I still haven't even done the 2 free multis. He is giving Antagonist and Exalted Champions the extra 60% damage to Dark. Magic allies get 20% stats. He gives you the free 30 points from turn 2, 3, 4, and 5, so that's good, like any other burst protector. He changes all orbs to oranges, regardless of what they are. So kind of like how Velzard, Exalted Champion, changes all orbs to green, no matter what. Emils does that for oranges. And then he will change 2 random orbs to rainbow, which Unity, rainbow orbs, they're very good at giving us extra skill points and extra protection gauge. Now, I did find out during the stream that if you have 2 Emils, if you have a double protector, you can get 4 rainbow orbs in that turn, because he'll still change 2 of them to rainbows, so that definitely does help out a lot. And then he gives everybody, not just magic allies, but everybody gets guaranteed Pierce for 2 turns. Pierce is not a super strong buff unless you have a lot of Pierce power and Pierce resistance down alongside of it, so this does not blow me away. And then he gives oranges extra skill points for 2 turns as well, which they definitely do need. So he's kind of trying to get around the fact that oranges don't cycle, don't give a lot except ult gauge, by giving us rainbows, by giving them extra skill points right here. Like, he's not a bad protector by any means. He's just another orange protector that in a game that doesn't really like oranges for 80% of the year. So that's where his limitation comes in. Otherwise, he's fine, because he's very universal. Rainbows are unrestricted. The oranges converting is unrestricted. The pierce rate is unrestricted. Like, he's a very good generic orange protector. And then his actual trait, 75% or more HP, gives everybody magic attack. That makes sense. Why doesn't Shinsha give attack and he gives magic attack? That would have worked fine. So overall, like, Emils is very solid. I like his kit more than I thought I would when I saw him earlier today. Still not a terribly big fan of Shinsha, though, because of her limitations. She is at least not selfish, like Protector of Peace Rimuru and his bullshit, right? At least she has a capability of giving a decent support buff to other characters. It's just, it is limited. And then, again, Exalted Champions being featured. The beatdown battle, once you hit Inferno, has 100% synergy resistance. So Guy, his skill not super useful there. The Masked Hero can be helpful. The Rimuru, I think, is going to be the best option to pull from Exalted Champions for the specific antagonist team, because the attack buff, the Rainbow alt swap, is useful. And if you plan it out, you can actually get a full hand of rainbows. If you have 3 alts that are converted using Rimuru, and then you use Emils twice, that's 6 rainbow orbs right there. That is maximum gauge for everything. Very impactful, but you do have to have Rimuru for that. You do have to get a double Emils for that. So, overall, no. You should not summon on this banner. If your Koban coin, if you're subscribed to the monthly pass, and you get your Koban in the next couple of days or something, I would honestly tell you to hold on to it and then just spend it when October 28th comes around. Like, don't spend it on this. Spend every single resource that you have when October 28th hits, or 27th. I think it's 27th for me, 28th for people on other sides of the world. But if you can hold back, I would not put anything into either of these 2 banners, and everything would go here on the 28th. If you have, everyone will have the 2 free multis you get out of the event shop for grinding the story event, so everyone has a small chance right here to get Emils and Shinsha. Very small, but still, it's a chance. So take advantage of that. Otherwise, please don't summon. Please be smart. Please save your crystals. We have 1 month, almost exactly 1 month to go before the next level of power creep arrives. But if you did summon because you were baited by the OG characters or you were baited by Exalted Champions, like, I can't say I would blame you. I just wish you wouldn't. But if you did, let me know how your summons went in the comments below. But that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.